This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so we've got a bit of an update on motor yacht Axioma. Now, as you all know, if you watch the channel regularly, the vessel was put up for sale at the beginning of this week, and they billed it as a 24-hour auction, a sealed bid auction, so it wasn't a room full of people with an auctioneer. It was sealed bids. According to the Admiralty Marshal's broker, Nigel Hollier of Howe Robinson, he said there were 63 bids were received on the 73-metre yacht, or 239-foot yacht. Now that doesn't tell us an awful lot, does it? I mean, you could have had 62 bids of, $7. So it doesn't really give us that much information. He did say that there was quite a lot of interest in the vessel, and there were lots of people going to look at the vessel over the weekend. But again, to me, that's the kind of thing that people say when you're going to buy a car and the guy tells you I've had a lot of interest. They just say it's just saying it to make you feel the pressure, or so you won't try and haggle the price down. But anyway, he said there's got 63 bids, and he said that he's going through the process, and it's expected to take between 10 and 14 days to go through the bids. So I think we should all club together and buy him a better envelope opener, because it's going to take him 2 weeks to open 63 envelopes apparently. So yeah, but we don't know much about the auction. We don't know whether there was a reserve. We don't know how much the people have bid. I suspect there's going to be a number of, let's assume that they don't get as much as they were wanting. I would imagine there'll be a bit of a back and forth with the highest bidder saying, well, we want to sell it to you, but we're going to need this much. I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether that happens, but it all depends on how much is bid, I suppose. Now, we may never find out how much is bid on this boat. Hopefully we will. So if you're in the know, please get in touch. So when the auction was announced last month, I put up a poll on my channel asking people to vote on what they thought the vessel would sell for. Now, like I said, I have no way to tell you who was right and who was wrong, but I thought it was about time to go over the poll and show you how people voted. So I was very impressed with the turnout of this poll, actually. And the question was simply, how much do you think motor yacht Axioma will sell for in the auction next month? Because I did it in July. I had 10,000 votes on the auction, and the answers were 20 million or under, 50 million or under, 70 million or under, and the last option was nobody will buy a Russian yacht. And here's the results. So the overall vote is 37% of the vote went to 50 million or under. I think that's a safe bet. Interestingly, 22% of the poll assumed that nobody would buy this boat. And you might be right, yeah. I mean, we don't know, do we? We don't know if, like I said, if there was a reserve. But it'll be interesting to find out, if we ever do find out, how much the vessel sells for. I suspect once the vessel does change hands, I suspect that the vessel will disappear from view for a while. We'll go into a shed somewhere, in a shipyard, and it will be painted a different color, and the name will be changed, and they'll make it look different. And then in 12 months, 15 months time, it will come back out under a different name. That's what I suspect is going to happen. But we'll find out. As soon as I find out anything, I will be sure to bring it to you. And like I said, if you are somebody who's in the know, please get in touch. All right, so we'll move on to the next story. And this is about, if you remember back to April, if you've been watching since this all started, the Russian invasion started, one of the first vessels to be arrested by the US was a boat called motor yacht Tango, and it was in Spain, in the island of Mallorca, and the vessel was boarded by a multinational task force back in April, and it was the Spanish police and the FBI were involved in this one as well. Yes, they can operate overseas, yeah, like I said, it was the first US-led action against the Russian-owned yacht after the invasion of Ukraine. Now, what's interesting about this is when they did the same thing to Amadea, they were very, very quick to act on that boat, and now it's in San Diego with the US flag on it, right? It didn't take that long, really. This boat has been in Spain since April, and it hasn't moved. Now, I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's taken so long. It's possibly to do with the Spanish laws that are preventing the Americans from acting on it more quickly than they want to. But we have had a source contact us recently saying that we think that motor yacht Tango might be about to move. Now, that's all we know. We don't even know that. It's a possibility, right? So we don't know where it's going. We don't know if it's going to be under a US flag. We don't know if it's going to be heading to the US to join Amadea, or whether it's just moving to another location to allow the shipyard to get their berth back. We don't know. The vessel has moved a couple of times, but it always comes back to the same spot. So because it's in a working shipyard, whenever they need that space, they move the boat out of the way, and then another boat comes in, and then Tango comes back once that boat has left. Interestingly, for the first time in a long time, I noticed some activity with the AIS on the boat, and that was within 24 hours of me getting this source telling me that the boat might be moving. So that might be something, it might be nothing, but that's the first time they've updated the AIS since April. So if you know more about this story, please get in touch with me, because it would be really interesting to find out some information. Now, this boat was owned by Victor Vekselberg. Now, he came up in a story recently with Amadea when they believed that they'd found a Fabergé egg on Amadea, right? We still haven't had any updates on that, whether it's actually a real Fabergé egg or not, which I suspect it will be. I can't imagine a Russian billionaire having a fake one on board. Now, the reason why I brought that up is because Victor Vekselberg paid $100 million to buy a series of Fabergé eggs a few years back. So that's quite crazy, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, that's all we know about this boat. So as soon as we have an update, we'll come back to you with that information. Like I said, if you know more about this story, or if you know where the boat's going, please get in touch. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. It's a short one tonight. Thanks very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell for future notifications. And if you want to get in touch with us about any of these stories or any other stories, you can get us through the About page of the YouTube channel. You can get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, and on Threema. Again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.